Hi, Serena.
Hi. How's it going?
Thanks for joining me, and thanks everybody in the comments for still hanging in there, and everybody who came on to hang out with us live. Thank you. We appreciate it. Still learning the ropes back here in StreamYard. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky.
For sure. I've only used it a few times myself, and it's like, yeah, there's quite a few options on there. So,
I do things as like learn as I grow. So
mm,
when I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do that. Like, I don't know everything about it. It's not perfect. Like, I don't want to do this until it's like done. Then
mhm.
you seem to not really like get it forward. Like, I kind of have to be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And that's
Yeah,
kind of why I'm on here. So I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much.
no problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so we were chatting backstage, and I love saying backstage because we're in our, well, I'm in like in my studio here.
hmm
And we
Yeah,
get to be around studios and still be live and social with people. How cool is that?
yeah.
Oh, so but I was like, oh, I got some help over here moving some stuff around so my mouse is easier to move. I appreciate it. Okay. So we have some screens to share tonight, and I'm going to pop this up here. Okay, so Serena, like the community and or the Hexagon community is familiar with how you got into crypto, but if you could just give us
hmm
a short pop of like how you got started, how did you find it?
So just Hex or crypto in general?
Crypto in general.
So just it was the hype of 2017. Um, just heard everyone talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's when I got in. And I've just been hodling the whole time. And then once I found Hex, I just, yeah, it was so genius. I just did my research and put videos out there and ended up converting a lot of my crypto to Hex. And yeah, I'm glad I did it.
Oh man, what about Hex made you want to like convert?
Well, there's nothing that beats it, right? Like, there's just the interest daily. That's not even talking about with staking. There's nothing out there that's like bank CDs are terrible. It's a joke of what they give you. So,
Yeah,
you know,
what's the average CD these days worth?
it's like not even 2%. So the fact that minimum with Hex is 3.69 and it's, that's only if everyone stakes, which is not likely. So your interest is going to be a lot higher than 369. Um so yeah, like it's just Hex is amazing. There's nothing like it, and you don't need to meet a minimum. You don't have to have like 50K in the bank or something just to have a CD. Like you can have any number that you want to lock away, can start making interest anytime. So,
I really feel like that's what, or I'm curious as to your opinion on that. Do you feel like that's what makes it a, appealable and relatable for people that are new to crypto to come into?
the interest, yes, that's like the only thing that, not the only thing, but I mean, for the average person who doesn't know about crypto, they barely know that the amount they get for anything else or inflation or stuff like that. So, I mean,
Yeah,
once they understand that they can get a whole bunch with just staking your Hex, you don't have to do anything. Like you stake it and you don't have to worry and you're making amazing interest. It's like, how can you not want to invest in that once you understand it and you hear about it? It's like, if that doesn't interest you, then I don't know.
yeah, that I mean, as so like a single independent woman, and you have your resources to depend
Mm,
on, and how you allocate those resources is up to you. And are you thinking about yourself now? Are you planning for your future self? Are you planning for a family? Are you planning for a trip to Vegas? We'll get to that later. I'm excited. Um, what are these things that we're planning for? And, like we're working daily, like, are you grinding
mm.
daily? or are you actually getting to
Um,
go to the job and enjoy?
Trying to do a little bit of both, just to manage like stress levels and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm doing both. Um, but yeah, like for like plans and stuff that you're asking, I think because you never know what's going to happen, you should always have a plan. And with Hex, it's like just knowing you can have a stake coming out every year for the next 15 years is like that already is the best plan you can have, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. What's okay, so tonight we're like Vibra Finance is going to break it down. And
mhm,
let's like, can we start at the beginning of, okay, where do you start? Okay, I'm interested in crypto and I've got a MetaMask wallet set up here because that's where you want to go. You want to go to MetaMask
mhm.
and then connect your wallet. And we'll go through that in another video. So check out our library at a later date. Okay. And then you're talking about staking. So what is staking exactly?
Staking is just like locking away any amount of crypto that you want. And by doing that, there's usually an incentive for staking and locking away your coins.
Yeah,
So with Hex, you have the amazing interest. And of course, there's like penalties if you end your stake too early or if you end it too late. Um,
typing on the
but yeah,
floor,
it's just blocking away. You're just
locking it
staking it.
away.
Yeah, just locking it away and not touching it for a set period of time.
And that's like here we are creating passive income for ourselves so that
Hmm.
we're, when you're ready to like, I don't know, like if you're in your teens, we're going through these transitions and then we all of a sudden get to be like in our 20s and our 30s and like our life expectations versus what other people expect of us are like an interesting contrast, right?
Hmm. Yeah, for
So
sure.
I think that like instilling financial independence and financial confidence into young women is like super important.
Hmm.
Where did
Yeah.
what gave you that like drive to want to seek um, financial stability for yourself?
Well, I was always like self-employed and an entrepreneur, so I already had that background. Um, I never wanted to like I've had regular jobs that I don't like working for other people and having to be capped at a certain amount of what you can make, right? So
Right.
when you're an entrepreneur and you have multiple sources of income and including passive income, I was already so because I was already into that, it just when I learned about crypto, of course, that was something that interested me, and Hex was just it blew my mind when I started learning about it and researching it and making videos on it, and there's just nothing that beats it. And even now, 2 years later, it's the best performing asset. So, what better passive income can you get than staking your Hex?
Yeah, exactly. So like to get this passive income, I would say like what would you say to someone that's like they're coming in, they have $1,000 to invest,
Hmm.
which is tough right now with gas the way it is, or ETH.
Yeah.
So ETH is gas for those that don't know. So,
Hmm.
okay, so with that $1,000, we're breaking it down as it is. And then at the end of the day, by the time you're done with setting up your wallet, your fees and everything, you're probably investing what, like maybe around 700, maybe USD,
Hmm. Hmm.
maybe a little bit more. Sorry, I'm like back and forth with those things, but you can fact check me. I appreciate it. But okay, so for someone who's like, okay, this is all I have $1,000, and they're
Hmm.
and I bring them here to stake her up, and I
So,
say, bring them on like on their mobile device is the
mm,
easiest way for me to tell them to unload through here, and
yeah,
then setting them up. And how long do you recommend staking for?
I would say that everyone who first gets in, it would make sense to have a 15-year stake straight from the beginning because they don't really understand it. so much when they first get in that, I mean, some people do, but some just, buy because you say, like, you explain it and they say, okay, I'll try it. Um, but I think as they learn more, they're going to realize and think, oh, I wish I put a 15 steak as my first steak and then worked your way backwards, because when they understand T-shares, they're going to realize that what they missed out on. So it's like, why would you not want to start with a 15-year steak and then, do going backwards, like have a 5-year and a 2-year and whatever, just so they can enjoy it and, you know, watch it grow and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What was it like when you learned, okay, so like you're in Hex and you're learning about all these things as you go, and then like learning
Mhm.
about T-shares and how T-shares work, and um isn't that a really exciting thing to like go through and actually get to get the, I
Mhm.
would say, like get the knack of, because it
It's
seems like,
mm, it's
yeah.
very exciting. It is. When you first start, even all of us, like, when we first start got sorry, I'm getting all tongue-tied here. When we
Oh, this is
first
so exciting, right? When you have people just sit
Yeah.
there and like, I don't know, I'm explaining it, but trust me, it's awesome, and then do your research, and I'll do it for you too.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, but yeah, like when we first started learning about Hex, you're already so amazed of how it works and everything. But a lot of us at the beginning, we didn't fully grasp the concept of T-shares until months later. And I remember there was somebody who's not in the community anymore. People don't like to mention his name, but this dude was really smart and was one of the first people to really explain T-shares to everyone.
Mm.
And he had, like, graphs and everything that he drew, and it was like his videos were like, wow, like, he really explained it really well, and a lot of us learned how powerful a T-shirt is from that person. But yeah, it was very exciting when I first learned about T-shirts. It was just like, "Oh my god, I have to get more hex and stake it long." So, I've got a lot of 15-year stakes, and, yeah, I'm excited and glad I did it.
Yeah, that's some serious delayed gratification. Congratulations,
Mhm.
girl.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. I'm like, way to hang in there. But
I'll be
that's
here
what
for a
made
long time, hopefully, so
I
yeah.
think I think that's what made it really easy for me to be able to get like involved and get behind it, because I'm not like, you said you're an entrepreneur. So
Yeah.
you understand what it's like to, were you a product entrepreneur or a service?
Both. I had multiple income streams, so a bit of both.
Okay,
Mostly product, but yeah.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
Have I was a product entrepreneur. And I didn't realize that I was actually like service based behind that until
Mhm.
like later, because I was like always behind, I always wanted to be behind things.
Mhm.
Going through that, like that curiosity led us to like finding out more about things like T-shares, things
Mhm.
like Hex. And
Yep.
with things like that come like a great community behind them. I don't necessarily know if I would be behind another person's product being
Mhm.
like, this is it.
Right.
Like I am learning as I grow with it, but here's the information that's in front of us. I'll share it with you. And if you have questions, come to me. If not, I have a trusted community. Like in our Viber Discord, we're like family. So I know that I can trust you if I ask you questions in there. Like
Mm.
these things all lead me down into this path of crypto and finance, and um, that's like what brought me here, and what's kept me here is community is amazing to work with, and onboarding new users is something that's easy to do when you believe in a product, and getting behind it for someone else is difficult sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, but for me it was kind of easy with this in a way that's not MLM. I find like
Mhm.
a lot of women my age were really excited to get and invest into products like a legging, and
Mhm.
had no problem slipping into these buttery soft feeling things. And I
Mm.
know some of these women spent like thousands of dollars and had like products returned to them because of like moth holes and problems. And like
Mhm.
trying to bridge that gap between, okay, that's not necessarily like I understand the drive behind it, but that's not going to create passive income for you. This is a system that's created to provide you passive income. You have
Mhm.
to believe it, trust it, and go with it.
Yeah. You don't even have to believe it at this point because if you just look at history and what it's done, it's like, believe it or not, it's done it. Like it's gonna continue to do amazing. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And like seeing these things on, sorry, I'm trying to move it as I go. I'm learning as I grow and I'm learning how to move my mouse on camera. Oh, okay. Oh, good news. Crypto at the crypto cabin is coming soon here. Nell's crypto cabin. I'm
cool.
probably butchering her poor name, but she's like awesome and she's going to be joining her book club with us. Adam's trying to tell me something as I'm streaming and I'm not double tasking today. What is that? Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, at the two of you. Okay, thank you. Live. Schiff and Rich Boxon. I don't know Espresso. Like, what do you think about that, Serena?
That would be funny.
Um,
um,
yeah, tell us about that because I'm kind of like verbally obvious. Well, thanks, Nathan. Hey, Nathan, thank you for joining us. I'm terrible about paying attention to the chat because
mhm.
sometimes things pop up and I'm like, oh boy.
What time is that supposed to be? Because yeah, I heard there's the stream, but I don't remember what time that's happening. Do you guys, anyone in the audience, know what time that's going to be?
Yeah, if anybody could share that with us, then we'd be so grateful.
Because yeah, I'm excited for that. I really want to see it. It's going to
Yeah,
be
me
so
too.
funny. And yeah, Richard would win either way. Exactly. That's why it's gonna be really funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ritual win either way. Um, it's amazing to watch him pivot and switch
Mhm.
and like it's kind of like listening to into him debate and like over the years how he's honed skills to really like
Mhm.
deliver his message in a clear and concise way that I mean, hello, there's how many how many of us out here that like are involved with Hex that get the message. So that can
Mhm.
only grow as we do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, who doesn't love someone that can stand behind freedom of speech and freedom
Mhm.
of movement? Like it's like a topic with crypto that's really easy for me to gravitate towards. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So
And
like, yeah,
sorry, we
no,
were gonna say something at the same time.
no, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say I love how like whenever he debates somebody and someone has something to say, like Richard always he just always has something like to prove them wrong or like he can back up what he says. He's not just pulling things out of nowhere, right? Like he just I don't know. He just speaks so good that it's yeah.
Yeah, he's an eloquence. I really think he's an eloquent speaker. He does an awesome job,
He
and I love
is. Yeah.
listening because it just seems to flow. And um, it's not that he has an answer to everything. It's he's already like pivoted around it. So it's cool to watch like chess in
Mhm.
action. Awesome. Are you familiar with the XRP lawsuit at all?
Yeah, I heard some stuff about it, but
Yeah, I found this article today. Actually, let's be serious. Adam found this article today, and he was so kind to share
mhm.
it with me.
Yeah, I
But
haven't read this.
me neither. So I thought like this would be a good time to dive in if anybody in the audience is interested, and if they're not, like we can go back to any topic you want to. Just give us a
Mhm.
shout in the chat. We appreciate that. We are happy you're here. Thank you for watching. If it's debate, oh here, let me see, so everybody can read. Back to Nathan real quick. Sorry guys, still figuring out my mouse here. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. You think so? Yeah, you're true that, Drewski. He understands human nature and some psychology. Just some, just a little bit. Just a little. And Nathan said, if it's to beat, yeah, yeah.
That's
What
a
would
good
that look
idea.
like? Yeah, what would that look like, Nathan? What do you think that would look like, Serena? As an NFT?
Richard slapping Peter in the face.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, though, because that would just like sum it up in one image.
Yeah, it would. Actually, like, I painted a very clear picture of that one. I don't know how to make that happen, but I know somebody in the community knows how to. So, like, thanks for the good idea. Perfect. I know, thanks, Drew. Okay, let's go back over here. All right, we were talking about Oxford Beer. I got distracted by chat. Okay, so this lawsuit is going to affect crypto across the board all the way. And you could do your own research, everybody out there can do their own research into it and why it's important. But it's kind of like, okay, so is it a security or not? And if it is, how does it affect us? If it's not, how, what does that mean for crypto?
Well, good thing
So,
Hex isn't, so.
Right. I think that's kind of amazing that's like the market swings one way and Hex seems to swing another independently, which for me gives me a sense of security. How about you?
For sure, yeah. I'm not worried at all. Like whenever there's dips and stuff, I'm just does not bother me one bit. Whenever stuff like this happens, like I mean, just the fact that it's a security, it's like we don't have to worry too much right now. So
Yeah. What gave
it's
you
pretty nice.
I was just gonna say, like, what gave you the confidence to trust your intuition like that?
Just like for how much I believed in Hex to invest, you mean? Or
Yeah, like the resources that you followed to get there. Was there any particular like material that you read?
oh, no, but so when I got in to Hex, I would watch Richard's videos, of course, and do my own research. I realized how genius it was. And of course, Richard is a genius. So I've already been invested, but once I was invested in Hex and just following Richard more, I read Sci-Vive book. So
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if I can. I know you shared that with me. Let me grab that
that
link.
was, yeah, that wasn't something that like made me want to invest. I was already invested in Hex. That was just, why not read something that, Richard wrote and mentions in all his streams and stuff.
That's
So I
awesome.
read it like 4 times because it's a really good book and there's so much in there that you can't remember everything, right? And when I first read it, it was like the first original copy that was like really, I guess, messy, like hard to read it, kind of all over the place. But then I got the actual updated, better version from Richard. He sent it to me in a DM, so I have like the easier one. But yeah, it's a really good book. There's a lot of different topics in there. So
What was your biggest takeaway?
oh man, there's so much. Like there's like a lot of good things I remember from it. Like I know he talks like for example, like for marketing and stuff like that, it's like the power of threes is really important. That's something that I guess stuck with me or whatever.
Yeah, can you elaborate on that a little bit? The power of threes.
So just how like there's like sayings like what's damn off the top of my head now. There's a saying that's like, for example, sugar and spice and everything nice or whatever. Apparently that was like a longer saying, but they shorten it to like 3 things.
Mm.
Um There's a few other one like there's I mean not a few, there's a lot of those like those 3 word sayings. I can't think of any now, but I'm sure they'll come up. But anyways, things are better in threes. And then like if you're doing a sale or something, if you have 3 products or 3 options, that's like the best amount to have. Just like how if you want to order something, it's like usually small, medium, large, like the sizes of a drink or whatever. It's just there's so much power in the power of threes. And then like sorry, I say like so much right now. Oh my god. um
I didn't even hear it. No, I didn't even hear it. Got it. Real good.
what else? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. Like if you look at the power of threes, like the Nikola Tesla thing, there's a whole video explaining just the power of threes, like 369 and everything. So it's just that's a really interesting thing. It's like when you first start reading it, that's in the beginning of the book. And then another important thing that is he says knowing isn't knowledge and knowledge isn't action. And I think that's very important because I know Richard also talks about it a lot that you can know all these things and that's great, but if you don't do anything and use that information, then what good is that doing you? Right?
Yeah.
So its
Yeah.
action is more important than knowledge at times. Like not more important, but like you have to have action as well because without action, the knowledge doesn't mean anything.
Absolutely. Which is 100% why I'm on here looking like, I'm learning as I grow. It's easier
Mm,
for me to onboard. Like it's easy for me to onboard with Hex because it's relatable and it's a like a product that I believe in, but not like a
mm-hmm,
product that I believe in way because I know that I've actually seen it. Like and I'm sure you have too, like live with real people because it's a real thing. It's
mm,
not crypto isn't fake, it's actually real. We're real
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Allegedly. I mean, like, okay, I could be a bot. That'd be amazing. Put
right.
me in there. But I love that I can get behind something that I know will, you know, as a single mom, I know that like I can enjoy my hustle as an entrepreneur, as a mom entrepreneur, doing
hmm
things because I love what I do, not because I'm stressed about running around like trying to make money off of what I do. Does that make sense?
hmm
Yeah. So I've not operated my business like that. And I never want to. I want only ever to come from a place of like, all right, we're all in the same space, we're all interested in the same things. This is how we came here, and here's where we go. So Vibra Finance comes in with like, I'm really good at onboarding relatable subjects and trust my intuition and listen to others with their needs. What's like the um what's like the most frequent question here when you start talking about crypto with someone who like not necessarily knows about the subject? Like what's the first thing they ask you about like Bitcoin?
Um, well, usually when you just mention, well, usually, yeah, just like when I mention hex, I guess would be they're more of just like, oh, like, are you for real? Does it actually, you know, are you sure kind of thing? And once they ask how, and usually people are, it's really hard. I find it hard to onboard personally, but um, they usually just, yeah, want to like, it's almost like it's too good to be true, which I understand when you look at the interest you're getting. Of course, that's, the numbers seem crazy, but it's crypto. It is crazy. So, you know,
It is. It's
that's the thing.
volatile, right?
Yeah, and they don't understand that because if you don't know what crypto is, of course, how can you understand that if you don't, ask the right questions and actually want to learn? And I don't know, I just find it really hard for people to believe that, but that's usually the question I get, and then of course, how to do it, and because nobody knows how to. It is not as user crypto is kind of like it's not hard, but if you're new to it, it's like intimidating. It's like, okay, what is Ethereum and what is this and how do I, those are pretty much the questions that I guess I get asked the most about, I guess,
Yeah.
how to start, right? How to start, and once they do start, how long should I stake it for, pretty much, and should I stake or whatever. So
Yeah.
those are the questions I think I mainly get.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so how much is this gonna cost me? How long
Mm-hmm.
do I have to take it for? What's it gonna be worth in these days? And then making sure that I always make sure that when people look at those numbers, that they're knowing that oh yeah, thank you, Nathan. Appreciate that. Sorry, Drewski, I'll get back to you on that one. Still trying to figure this mouse situation out. Michelle. Nathan, people usually ask me what's it backed by. I reply the same thing as USD.
Mm.
So how does that work, Nathan? Get him live on chat here with us. But yeah, so we're looking at like a complete ecosystem that's being built, and with so many community members with like-minded intention behind it, are going to create like seamless transitions for us all to be in the same, or like an equal position, which is something that had come across in an email to me, which I thought was interesting, which is that only shoot, I wish I could find the image or share it. I'm technology challenged today. That only 29% of the like world population that's heavily invested into crypto, we're like women are at 29% of that, which I thought was interesting. To be honest, I thought it might be a little bit lower. What do you think about that?
It is. I agree with you that it. I'm surprised it's not lower, but
I'm happy it's not.
I thought it was lower. I thought it was lower than that. So, because usually women are not like we're kind of rare in crypto. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was that. I mean, not that that's high or anything, but
not the
higher than what I
29%.
expected.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like 29%, that's not high. But if thinking about it, I'm like, well, looking around that space. Well, okay, for example, going to Las Vegas last year, there was not. Where the heck were the 29%? I looked around. It was beautiful, nerd girl, and everybody kept running around. It was so funny because we both had blonde hair, and I was at the bar, and somebody ran up behind me. They tapped my shoulder, and they were all excited. And I turned around, they're like, "Oh, you're not nerd girl." And I walked away, I'm like, "Nope, hey, see ya."
That's funny.
It was the best. But then I turned around, and I felt so bad. She was like surrounded and swarmed at one point. I was like, "Oh, she can hold her own. She's good." Yeah. Are you hopping on with the ladies chat tomorrow night?
That's Friday night actually, but
oh yeah,
it's Friday.
I forget that our days are different. So when I chat with Sammy, I'm like, "Is it this day?" And I'm always a day behind there somewhere. I'm like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I'll be on there. So, are you gonna come on Friday?
I am. I'm
Cool.
excited. I'm looking forward to hanging with everybody. That's always a good
Nice.
time.
It is. So much fun.
Yeah. Chaotic Creations. What is Golden Diamonds backed by? The shared belief that they have value. This is true.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what has value that cannot be traced besides gold and diamonds?
So are you asking me that question, or is that an audience question?
What do you think? What's your what would your go-to be on what has value that cannot be traced?
Other than gold and diamonds?
Yeah.
I guess the only thing would be time, right? Like, what else?
Time.
Could be?
You
What
can't
else
get
could
that.
be?
You can't.
Because you can't get more. You can't. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's what makes it so like. I feel like that's what
Another
makes it concrete. Yeah.
another amazing thing about Hex. It's like when you first start learning about it, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty smart. And then it's like, well, wait, T-shares, and I'm like, hold on, wait, your time and like locking it away, and like, oh wait, passive income. Like, there's just each thing you learn about it is like another amazing quality of Hex is just like, damn, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yes.
it's so cool.
That's why I have problem. That's why like what I like. Sorry, I'm dipping around on topics here. I got like
No worries.
sidetracked talking about like leggings and stuff, but honestly, like let's do more about it. And I'm like, I heard less issue with like investing in quotations into like a collection of leggings than I have about like investing into the first CD on the blockchain, because then they're like, what's a blockchain? And then they'll, like, or sometimes it goes to what's a CD. I've heard a lot of it too. So like part of the reason why I'm on here tragically making a fool out of myself is to like encourage more people, especially like people that are curious about crypto or curious about like being like want to gain more confidence in this space, to know that there's more people like you out there, like me too. And I'm so grateful that people like you that know more than I do are here to like, support and chat with me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Both
thanks for having me on.
oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Chaotic creation. That's true.
And
Yeah.
that's another question too. You were just saying, like, people will say, "Oh, what's a blockchain?" That is another. You're asking earlier questions. I get that's another one that people get really confused by that. So I think, yeah, that's if there's a way to explain it easier to people, just so it doesn't sound so intimidating, I guess, because there's a quite of a learning curve before you do invest. So,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah,
I want to get to the heart of that. Like, what is this learning? I mean, it's so hard to pinpoint because you're like, once you're in it, time flies by so fast, and it's still early days, and we're still learning more and more and more. So I'm always like, oh man, I don't know, I don't even know anything. And then I talk to somebody who's like, what's a blockchain? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm like, yeah. So if somebody asks you what's a blockchain, what's the easiest way you describe it?
I guess just a network that allows you to send transactions without involving the banks. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's more than that. Well, that's the thing, but that's what people have to understand it as, like, because that's what makes it so important, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. Like that's what makes it so important is that, and then you get into like peer to peer. Okay, so what, and as a business owner, entrepreneur, you understand like a B2C transaction. What does that look like? And a C2C transaction, and then like a P2P transaction. So like peer to peer, business to business, consumer to business, like from that side of things, like selling product or even service wise, being able, like the collection, the ability to collect payments is going to like change the lives of small business owners. And I truly believe for the better. What do you think?
For sure. And I think not only with small business owners, but also independent, like artists and rappers and musicians and just people that, if you're getting censored or like you're a certain business and, they don't like what you're doing or whatever it is, it's like you have the option to, you don't have to worry about any problems because you can just transact with crypto. So
what's it like for you right now up in Canada?
well, they're shutting people's bank accounts down if you have donated or helped the convoy in any way. Apparently there's somebody who bought like a trucker t-shirt or something, and because they bought like a $20 t-shirt, they like freeze your bank account, so you can't take any funds, you can't do anything, right? So
Yeah.
and they're, with small businesses, they're trying to, it's hard for people. So I think if you don't have to worry about running payments through other people and you can just do it, with to your customers and stuff, it's just, I mean, we're not at that point yet that people are using crypto for that, but I think if people realize the importance of it, then yeah, truck Frudo, exactly. Exactly. That was my background on was it the Ladies Discourse show last month?
Yeah.
I had a background, but it actually said the word, but the Canadian leaf in the middle. And
Oh, that's
then
awesome.
yeah.
We gotta bring it back.
I don't know if you saw that, but it's
No,
funny.
I didn't. I miss it. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah.
um,
Um,
but yeah, so like we're not at that point yet because people I don't know, people don't a lot of people don't know how to do an e-transfer. So the amount of people I know that they don't know how to do that. It's just like crypto is way too not that it's complicated, but if you don't have the time and the want to learn about it, it's kind of far off for those people. But that's the other thing. Like when I think about that, I'm like, we are so early. Not even just hex, but just being in crypto. Like even though it's been around for like Bitcoin's been for 10 years or so, it's like
yeah.
we're still so early. That's the thing. Um, because people they don't know about it yet. So
No, they don't. And you're right, Nathan. It is inspiring to see Canada
mhm,
really stand for their
it
freedom.
is. It really is.
Um,
Yep.
you know, the more the more people stand up and say like this isn't okay. My body, my
Mhm.
choice.
Mhm.
We should all get to choose what we put in our body. I don't
Yeah.
even know if it's safe to talk about on YouTube. Sorry, I don't mean to
Yeah.
share.
Well, usually it's not because exactly they want to control the narrative and you know
Yeah.
censor you and everything. So I think what crypto allows, like maybe people will see it in times now because also here there's people that when I watch like the streams and stuff, they're mentioning Monero and crypto. So it's pretty cool that the convoy and the people there protesting are mentioning crypto because it really is, it really
Yeah.
does allow you freedom. And if you're a business owner or a rapper, artist, whatever, anyone, it's like crypto allows you to make sure that you can do what you want to do without being banned or censored or, your account's frozen because you bought a t-shirt or, you know, something like that. So,
Yeah, you bought a t-shirt. Really?
mhm, to
That's where
support
we're at.
freedom. Yeah.
You bought a t-shirt
Yeah.
to support freedom, and now you don't have access to
Yeah.
money that you put in your
Nope.
bank account.
Yeah.
Well, you should know because you signed that piece of paper that said it was okay for them to do that,
It's
right?
crazy.
But no, how the heck am I supposed to know that? Like, I need a bank account because that's what I need to use to be able to pay my bills online, right? Like,
Mm.
so the ability to be able to be like, nope, I don't have to pay Venmo, and
Mhm.
then Venmo pays you. So we're like, because bits and pieces get lost in between that, right?
Mm.
So the solution is a peer-to-peer network,
Mhm.
blockchain technology, and that's where like that's I feel like that's just an entry point. Like here's a blockchain. That's how I explain it to people. It's like it's a ledger,
Mm.
Microsoft Excel. But think about
Mm.
like a huge scheme. So if you could go back, I mean, like, oh boy, they'll have fun with it someday. They'll never, but like when they were talking about like taxing cryptocurrency, and
Mhm.
they started speaking about um, every transaction that we would have to do would be by hand, like on paper by hand. Could you imagine writing that out every single time there was a transaction made? I mean, the logistics on that alone for a business would be like, forget it.
Yeah.
I would never touch that. But being able to cut out the middlemen of PayPal
Mhm.
so that I know that when I send you money, like, hey Serena, thanks for buying me a soda. Here's $2. Boom, it gets you
Mhm.
instantly. I'm not
Yep.
waiting 1 to 3 days to withdraw $2 from there.
Yeah. And PayPal is like it's very expensive for the fees. Like when you add up all the sales or if it's whatever. Like they do have a large. It's any middleman has a pretty big fee that it's like if you could just. I mean, right now gas fees are expensive, but again, going back to like business and to customers and stuff like that, it's like imagine sending something on a network that is only a few cents as the fee and not paying like a $12 PayPal fee every time. It's crazy. Like
Yeah, I was gonna try to pull up the percentage that they take, but honestly, that would take too live. That'll take too long to do it live. But the last that I recall, for every transaction that passed through, it was 3.75%. And as a small business, your margins are so small as it is that it's crushing. And that doesn't, I mean, what do they do with that? 3.75. No, I mean, like it adds up for them because there's so many users. But it takes so dang
yeah.
long. And now, like, okay, so we have gas prices right now with ETH, and we have a really exciting project coming, Pulse Chain. Hallelujah. So, like, we're all looking at that like ahead of time. We're all looking at into the future, thinking like, okay, this is gonna be like the fastest, quickest, most efficient way to move our crypto from me to you when I owe you $10. How fast? Lightning. Amazing. And
Yep.
we are really early on these times. And I think that we're really lucky to get to like not stumble through this space, but like come in here and like there's already a ton of information available, but knowing that there's places and communities that you can come to, like the Hexagon community, coming on to like an actual product that's already finished. It's immutable, so nothing's changing on it. And it's like it's transparent. It's not going anywhere. People, and you can look at the numbers for yourself too, like whatever. I always feel like I'm shilling it when I talk about it because I get so excited. Anyway, ETH 2.0 will be Pulse Chain. No. What do you think about that, Serena? ETH 2.0.
ETH 2.0 will never be Pulse Chain. I think Pulse Chain will be better. ETH 2.0 will never be Pulse Chain.
No, I get that.
It's not going to be, like Pulse Chain is going to, it's insane. It's going to take over. Like there's no way that it won't. Like, I don't know.
I totally understand like your shared confidence in that one too. I'm like, yep, I can't explain it yet, but I'm working on videos to do that. So hang in tight, guys. Pulse,
and like,
yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of people excited for Hex like before it came out, and even now there's still a lot of people in the Hex community, of course. But if you look at Pulse Chain, like there's a lot more people excited and waiting for Pulse Chain than there was for Hex, and a lot more people in the Pulse Chain telegroup than there is in the Hex Telegram group. So
yeah,
it's
like amazing to follow. When you're starting out, migrate, follow the migration. Where are the people going? Follow that, and then find a trusted resource. Do not jump into Telegram and start sharing anything with anyone. Because you never know who's on the other side of that. Like you could see some sweet lady's picture, and that's not a lady. Dude looks like a lady. Aerosmith wrote a song about that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so come on, and like I think that's like for me when I'm researching projects, or when like me or us when we're researching projects, we'll go through and like this is a resource for us too. Come on, like what does their community look like? Do they have? Are they active? Are there users here? Are people retweeting? Are they sharing? Are they excited about it? Are people active in Telegram with things? Oh, here SciVive that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's the group if you want to get the book.
Thank you.
And just like people talking about SciVive and everything, but yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love relating that back to, I think that's probably a pretty powerful tool for an entrepreneur, the powers of threes. thinking about, advertising and stuff like that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
It's very interesting too when you like look at the backstory of it and the whole power of threes and the whole Nikola Tesla thing and whatever. It's cool.
Oh yeah, I can't
It's really
wait.
interesting. Yeah.
To dive into that. I'm like, oh, gravy, yay! That's what we call it around here, gravy. When we float down that
Nice.
river, I mean, it's always. I mean, I'm open to new things and learning new perspectives. More,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The more you investigate what you invest, the less risk. This is true. This is
Very
like,
true.
yeah, DIYR. Do your own research. DIY. Where did I get the I from? Anyway, oops. Just add letters as I please, as I go. But yeah, that's like definitely something. Yeah, why wouldn't you do your own research
Yeah.
before you invest into something? If I'm going to put my trust in it, then I'm going to make sure that it's like something quality, something stable, and something that's going to be around for a while. So thanks for that, Drew. Definitely.
Yeah, I like that. You should tweet that. That's like a good tweet message.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we'll share. I was like, oh, we'll have to go. I'll have to go back and I have to show it. Oops. Oh, this one. This is a website that I wanted to share because this is pretty cool. Have you ever seen this?
It's cool.
Crypto bubbles. I love going through here and doing some comparison. Hex doesn't look so good today, but we're not worried about it. Right?
Nope, not at all.
And the floor's not, I mean, it's lava a little, but we got like a nice green streak coming down here, which is exciting with everything going on with like lawsuits and with the awareness of regulation. A lot of countries are getting scared about, crypto coming in. They're starting or threatening to devalue their currency, which is interesting. Leave it at interesting and skip on from that topic. That'll be another one for another time. Okay, we'll get out of crypto bubbles. But anyway, I wanted to kind of take a look at that. Oh, thanks. Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh, that's a really good book.
Thank you, Jerski.
I've read that book. That's really good.
What's it about?
Just like money and like money habits and ways to save your money and become rich, and just like there's good like stories and stuff in there to explain like a lesson or whatever. But yeah, that is one of my books that I would recommend to people. So yeah,
awesome.
I'm glad that you brought that up because I agree with that. That's really good.
Awesome, Jerski. Thank you. Okay. Another one, Release Your Brakes by James Newman. I haven't read that either.
I have not read that, but thank you for mentioning it. I'm adding it to my list right now.
Yeah, Drewski, are you handy in the chat? You can give us like a quick, what is that about? Because now I'm curious. I'll get back to it.
Release Your Brakes. Yeah, I have not heard of that book, so cool. I just added it to my huge list of books to read.
100%. Thanks, Drew. We'll get the lowdown on that one. And maybe we can stream about that some other time. I'm so excited. 5 people are still hanging in here. Thank you so much. Chug, chug. Okay, I'm going to get out of Telegram and let's go over to, where are we going here? Hex conference. I'm so bummed you're not coming.
Next year? Hopefully next year.
Okay, good.
Hopefully.
Travel restrictions. Like, what's it?
Yeah.
You've been able to, can you travel outside of your Providence?
Well, apparently not, but then we're not supposed to, or that's like what they tell people, but then I've seen a lot of people go, so I don't know. But if you're traveling and you're not complying with their things, it's much more harder to travel. So
yeah, definitely hassle.
Yeah.
One of our associates came overseas for the event in Albany, the Crypto Starbuck tour when they came through.
Mm.
Shout out to them. That was so fun. And the hoops that were like the things that he had to go through to get here. By the time we got here, we're like, we're so
Oh my
glad
God.
we're coming through all that. Like it was totally worth it. You know, we were so excited, but man, getting out there and traveling is getting a bit tricky these days.
Yeah,
Freedom
for
of
sure.
movement. Sacrifices are worth it for freedom of movement, I would say. Letting go of fear and what stops you go further of your dreams and adventures, etc. That's true. You know, if you hold on to fear, I mean, I don't know, who isn't afraid of getting on camera, being in front of a bunch of people and sounding like whatever. But if I don't do it, if I don't jump on here, then somebody else will. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm figuring out a clear direction for it. And I want to make sure that things are relatable. So for me to get on here is like, okay, what do people want to know about? Where do we start? And really breaking out, like that's the entrepreneur in me. I want to break it down and I want to come through it like in the beginning. Like is that, you know, is that something that's super relatable, or, you know, is it social that's more relatable? Like what do people really want to hear chat about? What are you tuning in to listen to? True. Do something.
I would say both, but
yeah, well, progress over perfection is something that I tell myself all the time, and I know that that's relatable. What makes
like I've been on camera for like what, over 2 years ago, and it's still, every time I go on, I still have that same, it's like, I don't know, you're still like nervous, and you're still like you said, learning as you go. You're still trying to always improve and always, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah, 100%. Don't chase perfection. And I hear that all the time. Okay, just progress forward. That's something that is so easy for me to teach my kids. But I expect way more of that from myself. Like, nope, can't get on there till it's perfect. And then, you know, planes of mice and men, right?
yeah.
99% of the thing. Yeah, that's right.
I agree
The
with that.
only thing that stands in the way of success with yourself. How do you get over that fear? Like you started streaming. Were you afraid? Were you like nervous about it when you first started?
Oh, I was so afraid. I don't know. I was really, really afraid, actually. I think more than the average person. So to me, it's like it's a huge fear of mine, to be honest. So to get over it, I was just like, well, I'm not going to ever get over it if I don't try it and do that. So just Hex was something I wanted to share, and I don't know, I just really believed in that, and I was like, okay, let's just try, right? You learn as you go. Just do it anyway, and then at least you learn something and you can try again. So
yeah, absolutely. Like if at first you don't succeed, get at it and go through it and do better. But as long as you're doing it and you're getting out there and you're putting yourself out there and putting yourself forward, I'm so happy to be fact checked for things. And I'm open to chats where I get feedback because I want to know. I want to know more. I want to be able to have that rapport. That's important to have in a community where you're sharing. You know, you're sharing some space. This is a really fun space to be in.
yeah, exactly.
So I think like Friday night, it's at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, maybe. I'll have to look at the times. We'll definitely share it in the chat for ladies' night.
Yeah, it's at 8 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'll post times and I'll post that to our Twitter too, so that we can like get some pumping on the streams. Chat live with the ladies. Keep it rolling. And the majority of most common, corny, regulated quotes of advice like that are true, but we disregard them because we hear them all the time. Yeah, true. Like what's something you heard all the time that you kind of took for granted? Or maybe something that was like, I don't know. It's so funny. Like I always thought about like money doesn't grow on trees. I'm like, well, no, leaves do.
Damn, there's so many that I know, but at the top of my head, it's like I gotta think about it now for a second. But
Yeah, well,
there's a lot though, a lot that it's. I agree. Like there's so many things, and it's like, oh yeah, that is it is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. When we all come back to that. All right. I am so excited that you came on with me tonight, Serena. Thank you so much. This has been such a fun chat with you.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for everybody that came in and chimed in tonight. Thanks, Drewski and Nathan and I have to go through the chat because I can't remember. John May stopped in. Hi, John. No One Helps. Thanks for popping in. Chaotic Creations, FX Studios. And there was one that had fire next to his name. It was really fun.
Oh, that's another one. Fear. False expectations appearing real. Yes, that's another one of those things that it's like, oh yeah, it's true.
What does that mean to you?
False expectations appearing real.
Mhm.
Just like, I don't know, like if let's say you're worried about something and you think like, oh, something bad's gonna happen or whatever, but then you go and you do whatever, and then it's like, oh, that wasn't actually as bad as you thought. Like it's all these things that you think and you're worried about it, like you have fear, and then it's like they feel like they're real, but then after you realize like, oh, it wasn't that bad, or I had nothing to worry about, or I'm pretty sure everyone has like situations like that where it's like you overthink something and you worry about it, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
it's just
If
like, oh
there's anybody out there that doesn't find that relatable, you're probably not from this planet.
yeah. So it's like you just
How do
think,
you
I don't know.
how do you get over it and recognize that it's just fear?
Well, I know that while I'm doing those things or afterwards, it's like you can look back and be like, oh, that was fun and I had a good time, and why was I scared? I had nothing to be scared about, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you just keep doing it, and it gets easier, I guess.
It's
But
easier.
yeah,
Like, sometimes I think, like, when I'm faced oh, hi, sweetheart Cindy. Thanks for tuning in. She said, "Great stream, guys." You're the sweetest.
thanks,
Uh-huh.
Cindy.
Intended and unintended. Thank you. Sometimes when I have to confront fear, I actually go through an exercise that I learned from Tim Ferriss, and it's called,
Okay.
like, the fear exercise. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't, no, but
That was a good
I've
one.
read I've read his book, the 4 Hour Work Week. Have you read
Oh,
that
that
it's
is
a really good
so
book.
good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's another book that would be on my recommendations list. That's a really good book.
100%. Yeah, we go through I went through that and I have that highlighted. I have it dog-eared. I had it on like on audio. It's just one of those things that I went through,
Mhm.
and it really, like, people used to make fun of me like, "Oh, like, you're reading all these things that are, like, so woo-woo, like sci-fi." That's
Mhm.
not like, for me, that wasn't woo-woo. It was extremely enlightening into things that I was just not even sure I was curious about. And then I
Mhm.
found it, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense." But yeah, coming through that stuff. Yeah. Fear. So anyway, back to the 4 Hour Work Week. That was a great book. I'm trying to think of
Mhm.
like your exercise that we were talking about. That's tough, but that actually makes you like write it down on a piece of paper and put it down in black and white. And
Mhm.
I don't know how you feel about like manifesting things, but
Mm.
I feel like when you write something down with intention, that really
Yep.
gives you the ability to manifest it later on. So when you're
Yeah.
writing down fear, are you intending to like keep it or release it?
Well, I recently read some manifesting, like good mindset stuff, and there's been like different situations with a lot of people that there's like they've like proven that like it's not just, people think, oh, it's BS or whatever. Like, no, there's actually like it actually works. Like if you actually put your mind to something, and I don't know, I'm no expert on it or anything, but it's very interesting. And
Just as complicated and amazing as crypto.
yeah, like there's some books, like I can't even explain it, but yeah, like I don't I try not to think like, oh, I don't want to be fearful of something, because yeah, if you think fear and you think bad thoughts, you're going to just attract more of that.
Mhm.
Um, so
Law of
it's true.
attraction.
Like there's these. One was called The Secret, and one was called what was it called? Oh God, there's another book. It'll come to me in a minute. But we actually like just when you read those and stuff, it's really interesting, the things that you can do, and if you think powerful things, and you write them down, and you really like feel it and believe it. You're supposed to really feel it too. Um, yeah, it seems to be a good thing. So I would recommend people check that out too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that resource. That's awesome. I am going to have Adam hop on stream with us, and he's going to chat about some nomic stuff. You ready, Adam? Hey, welcome.
Hey, how are you
Hi.
guys?
That was the like lamest segue ever, but like I said, I'm still learning here. I'm not anyway.
Hey, no
Welcome to the
worries.
party.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for
The
joining us.
market's not doing so hot, but hey, it is what it is. Can't always go up temporarily.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I mean, I think it's a lot of the macro stuff going on right now. The whole Ukraine nonsense over there, all that this FUD, trying to say Bitcoin is not a reasonable method to support movements in Canada. Just all the FUD coming out, pretty timely. So, obviously the stuff that we know has utility is gonna survive. We know Pulse Chain is coming. It's gonna be big. So now it's, if you have cash on the side, it's a buying opportunity. It sucks holding, coins and when watching them lose value, but hopefully you can learn from that and in the future not, get stuck into thinking that things go up forever and kind of take profits. And, you know, it's a learning experience. But for us Hexicans, we're staked. We can't do anything dumb, so it's just a waiting game,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. So another reason I love Hex.
Yeah, definitely good. There's definitely an alleviation of fear, which
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. Because you know that, everything goes up in time. Short term, yeah, we're in a downtrend, but in the macro perspective, we're not going down. We're going up. I mean, the amount of money that's been printed the last 2 years is astonishing. So it's just a matter of time before inflation really sets in and everything's up across the board.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
40%, or what is it? 40 out of every 100 American dollars was printed within the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, right around there. I mean, it's scary when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So inflation, they just told us was 7.8% from year to year, and that was the highest in 40 years. Well, I looked a little further into it, and it's so bad now that they actually changed the metric they use to calculate inflation. So if you use the metrics that they've been using for the last 15 years, you would get 12.5%. So they're actually now changing the way they calculate inflation to keep the numbers down, and it's bad. So
Wow.
it's all the more reason to be into crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that as a product-based business owner watching, for example, glassware, small spray bottles. before COVID, just for a price example, I don't want to like throw my fellow makers under the bus, but so like let's say pre-COVID they cost a penny a bottle or $1 a bottle. We'll say $1 a bottle. That's probably better. After COVID hit, all of a sudden glass is in demand and it's high, right? So what happens? Price goes up for me, and then that directly affects my consumers.
Mhm.
Right. It always gets passed on to the consumer at the end of the
Yeah.
day. They're always the one, the taxpayer, the consumer, the average person's the one that always ends up paying for the nonsense that goes on.
Mhm.
I
A
saw
lot of
another, sorry,
no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go.
I saw another really, I've been kind of following it on Twitter. They removed it. They had the Nancy Pelosi tracker that tracked all of her purchases that she's made in the last couple of years or whatever. And she was, her portfolio was just doing amazing. And conveniently, they now said that, oh, we think it's illegal for politicians to be holding stock. So we need to end that. So now all these people like Nancy Pelosi who have just ridden the market to perfection are now going to be able to cash out right at the top before things get bad as the excuse, oh, it's illegal for them to be trading. We don't want politicians buying stocks. But now they're going to use the American public as exit liquidity and sell all their shares at the top to us while the market tanks over the next year. And they're going to walk out into the sunshine, and the mess they leave is going to be bad.
Yeah, I mean, what's that look like? What's that look like? Cindy's like, yep, buying a house in Florida. Yeah.
Nope.
See where Sunday, you better have a guest room.
It's just Florida. I mean, just compare Florida to New York. I mean, if you make $100,000, you owe New York State $15,000 of that in state income tax. Where in Florida, that does not exist. So, there's so many things up here that are just, it's bad.
Yeah, and Drewski is totally right. Diversifying your portfolio with real estate, that's
Yeah.
Yep. It is. If you're careful about it, because a lot of people will buy real estate and it ends up becoming a liability, not an asset.
Right.
Because it's if you buy something, you take out debt, and you're planning on renting it, and something happens, or you need repairs, or it's always something. So doing it in the sense that it's an asset, not a liability, where it actually produces money, then that's that's definitely real estate. I spent 10 years in real estate, so it's a great thing to be in. You just got to be careful with everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Educate yourself on it 100%.
Yep. You have to. Yep.
Have you guys heard the saying that like the house you live in it's like what you were saying, that it's not an asset, right? So it's like the house you live in is not an asset, but a lot of people think it is. But if you're living in it and you're not generating income and renting that out, that house you're living in is actually a liability. So it's better to have properties that you're actually renting out that are not.
And a lot of people don't know that. They really don't know that.
Well, even for like cars, a lot of people think their cars is an asset, but it's like it's not when it's losing value every year, and but they think it is. So
right. Yeah, you buy a brand new car, the second you drive it off the lot, you just threw 15% out the window.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, it's so funny, but when you hear people say like, "Oh yeah, I invested in a truck," and I'm like,
yeah,
no,
you didn't exactly.
No, you didn't. You just
right.
Yeah.
People like, because of inflation stuff's so bad the last 2 years, people could say that out of pure luck because of what happened, but for forever You buy a car and you're lucky it's worth half of what you paid for it in 2-3 years.
Mhm.
Yeah, normally, lately, looking at the prices of used vehicles is like, what is going on? Oh yeah.
It's yeah, everything. It's crazy.
That's the thing, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Debt on paper, money in your
Passive,
pocket.
yeah, passive income with crypto is going to be so key for us. How earning yield on Hex. There's multiple coins out there that they don't pay what Hex does, but if you're owning other coins, and obviously everything's getting wrecked right now, but if you can at least be getting 8, 10, 12% on your coins right now, it makes it a lot easier to hold, because you're that isn't actually, if the coin's down 30% and you're making 12% compounding in the actual coin, it's a way different equation. And a lot of people don't even realize with crypto, when you stake, you get actual coin that you're staking. You're not getting fiat like a dividend in a stock. They pay you cash. You're getting actual coins. So you get that plus the appreciation. So it's unlike anything that's ever existed.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a stock split almost, but when you stake it and you get splits of your coin almost. It's
Yeah. Just going through and like clicking a bunch of the ones that let's go up to H bar. What are your thoughts on H bar?
that's a sleeping giant right there. H bar. There's going to be staking this year, coming to their platform, and I mean Kevin O'Leary's real big on it, and you hear a lot of stuff behind the scenes of H bar being mentioned, but not it's not like SHIB or Doge or all this crap out here that they want your eyes focused on. The real coins that have the actual ability to compete with Ethereum, the stuff that like for example in El Salvador, they're now using Bitcoin as currency, so everyone's
Yeah.
freaking out. Oh my God, Bitcoin, using Bitcoin. Well, that whole system runs on the Algorand blockchain, so they don't even use the Lightning Network. So that just proves Bitcoin is not able to serve its purpose of digital currency. It's too slow. So the fact that they're using Algorand, that makes me bullish on that. The fact that it can solve a real world problem, and there's going to be more countries using Bitcoin as currency. We just saw the article that Lebanon is devaluing their currency 93%.
Yeah, it's insane.
And the reason they're doing it is to get help from the World Economic Forum and our buddy Klaus Schwab.
Great.
Yep. It's so yeah.
Have you guys read his book?
No.
I honestly would be mortified to, after just seeing some of the commercials and some of his statements about owning nothing and being happy, and it's just, is this guy demonic?
It's crazy. It's so crazy that it's disturbing, actually. But yeah,
it is, and the fact that he could say this stuff with a straight face, and it's like,
yeah,
wow, what happened?
That's why I spend more time on YouTube than I do mainstream television or like mainstream media, because I feel like that's not very relatable these days. If you're looking for the truth, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to even know what the truth is. We posted in our Discord today, and Fox News was doing a little thing about the issue over with Putin and them, and they showed this big military ship, and they were supposedly firing one of like the real big gun, like cannon guns on there. And so it was like tension stirring in Eastern Pacific or Eastern Asia, and then all of a sudden there's like a glitch, and it shows the green screen that they set the thing up on. So it was all faked. And this is Fox News that we're watching, like breaking news. It's just unbelievable. That stuff they're faking it and throwing it out there. So it's like, once you can look at Fox News, once you can look at CNN and these media outlets as content creators, not the
They
media,
are. Yeah.
it really helps you. Like, okay, it puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe, what is that? How does that saying go? Believe half of what you hear. What is it? Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just common sense. When in the last 2 years did you hear someone in the media say, "Hey, eat healthy, go exercise, go get some sun,
Right?
go for a jog"?
Exactly.
Never. You don't
No.
hear any of that. Oh, guess what? You got a free Krispy Kreme donut when you get your vaccine.
Yeah.
It's
Do you know Chris Webby?
yeah, oh yeah, I do. I've been a huge fan actually
Okay.
since like day one.
Yeah, his song Raw Thoughts.
Yep.
He says, "Don't forget your free Krispy Kreme." It's so true. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Dude,
That
I
song is
think there's like 3 or
sick.
4 of them
There
now.
are, yeah, but
They're so good.
there's one that's like the best. It's the one with he's got the Squid Game outfit on. Is that
Yeah.
the fourth one or the fourth one, I think?
Yep.
Is
And
four?
I think, is that the one where they have like the left and the red and the blue in the middle and everyone's fighting and then over green?
Maybe.
That might have been the second to
I think
last.
it's like a 7-minute song or something. It's so sick.
It's so good. The way he goes after all the politicians and it's so good.
He's good. I don't think I've heard that one, but now I want to.
There's Raw Thoughts, and then there's one other one that's pretty good.
Do you guys know Bryson Gray?
No, I'm not thinking off.
No.
If you like Chris Webby, it's Bryson Gray, and the song is called Controlled, and it's featuring Anomaly. Do you guys know who Anomaly is?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, it's like my favorite song right now. It's so sick. Like, yeah, the song, you have to listen to it.
I'll check that out. Bryson Gray.
Okay.
Yeah, Control.
A lot of people have been talking about that Tom McDonald, but it's not. That's his lyrics are good.
Yeah, he's good. His lyrics are really sick.
Yeah.
I think it's just his choruses suck. That like if he took out all the choruses and then mushed the song together, the flow would just be like, it would be perfect. Right. But then he goes to like some weird, like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's just right. There's just something. It could be really good. But it's just off.
Yeah, he just like cuts his flow and does some weird, like, I don't know.
It's
like some old sounding stuff that doesn't even match in the song. Like, I don't know, but his lyrics are really good though.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. Yeah. The lyrics are great. It's just if him and Webby could blend and like that would be great. A little something from both of them too.
Yeah. Oh, it's the good Raw Thoughts version is Raw Thoughts 5.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking I think 4 was the one I was thinking about with the girls that were the right and the left all arguing, and then they end up throwing like green at each other because it's like all joke, it's all the same. It was really good.
I don't really remember those ones because like I listened to them all, but once I heard Raw Thoughts 5, I was like, this one is the best. That the other ones I don't even listen to them anymore. I'm like, just this one. This one is the best of all of them.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay, yeah. 4 is the one I was talking about. I'll have to rewatch 5 again.
Yeah, 5 is just like it's like 7.5 minutes, but it's like that song and the Controlled song by Bryson Gray. Those 2 songs are like amazing.
Yeah,
Trigger.
So that's the other one that was really good by Chris Webby.
Oh, okay.
Cindy said that Aaron Lewis is great too.
Oh, Trigger, yeah.
Bryson Gray.
Yeah, love it. I love getting new tunes to listen to. It's exciting. Thank you.
Good.
What did you say? What was the song of that? Controlled. There it is.
Controlled, yeah, featuring Anomaly. It's like that song is like currently my favorite song ever right now. It's that good.
But
lyrics are just
if you like the
oh
raw thoughts and stuff, then I can't
yeah.
imagine how good this
Yeah,
is.
no, this is like it's so close to the Chris Webby Raw Thoughts 5, but I would say Controlled is even better than that. Like it's that good. Controlled is better.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to I'll have
And it
to
just gets
check out
better. Like
too.
yeah.
Stains from my Aaron Lewis house is for sale. Well, if we get a pump, maybe we can buy it and all start becoming rappers.
Aaron Lewis rapping. That's funny. I like listening to the like the rawness and like their lyrics and their voice. It's like the connectability is like you're just you can feel it from them.
Mm.
That's awesome. It's been a while. It's been a while in the market. Yeah, why not? Yo, Molly, what's up? Thanks for joining in.
There's Molly. Hey, what's up, bud?
Molly's a Vibra Finance teammate. Happy to have you.
Yeah,
I don't see his comment yet.
21 OGs.
Is it delayed for me?
Show it.
Can you pull up the charts of the cryptos by country?
I could try. Yeah, let's go up to that one.
Coin Glass, I think.
Mhm.
I thought that I was looking at that. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There it is. A world map on the yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So what it does is it shows you where what countries are searching them, like what coins are coming up the most.
All right, so we'll start up here.
You zoom in a little, it's a little hard to see.
Yeah.
I just see, I think America, like like Doge is the number one search coin by hands down. And like Norway up there was Tron. It was just really bizarre. See, the countries you'd think like Tron would be maybe something. It's not. It's really funny to see.
Can you guys see that a little bit better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Right, cool.
So, yeah, United States Dogecoin's number one. Canada is ETH. Dogecoin 2. Brazil ETH. It was just interesting to see that how Ethereum is a lot. Doge is in like the America and India.
Mm.
It's just cool to see. And it shows you like the 10 most dominant Bitcoin countries. El Salvador, obviously, Nigeria, all the coins or all the countries that their inflation has inflation problem, or their currencies have inflation problems.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to share that link in the chat? So if people want to look at that,
totally. Thanks.
That's an interesting, good resource.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool site there. This Blockchain Center. That's right. It's not CoinGlass.
Mm.
I'll share that in the chat. Working on the mouse. There we go.
There's a bunch of like there's like an alt season coin. There's a bunch of different ones in there, not just the countries. So you can look and see like alt season index, Bitcoin dominance. I think there was the grayscale. Oh no, that was no.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. But yeah, like the charts in here, you could
the altcoin season. There it is up on the top. Oh god, we were looking. I was looking at that with Hex Machina the other night, and we were at 33. 24. So we've been down even more. Wow.
Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like we're about to touch like 15.
Here we go. Yeah. Can you guys see that okay too?
Perfect. Yeah. Yep. And that shows you all the top 50 coins in the last 3 months. So what is it? Leo there. And
what is that? Leo, Osmo, Luna.
So the 3 coins are up in the last 3 months, in the last 90 days now.
Yeah. There we go. Bitcoin minus
Like
36%.
36. It's funny they don't put hex on here,
No.
which is like I don't know why they refuse to do that, but oh well. That's a cool one too. It just shows you like, you know, if all coins are coming back. I know I'm a degen, so I hold some pretty stupid coins that, you know, throw a couple $100 into it to see what happens. What do we got here? All the longs and the shorts.
You're not a DJ. You're an educated investor. Okay, let's go through here.
What we got? Long and shorts by what exchanges? Yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
So
down here.
Looks like everyone's shorting. Earlier today, everyone was putting longs in, so they all got liquidated.
Yeah, it was earlier today. It was like almost over here.
Yeah, it was like 3/4 longs.
It was right before we started the stream. It was like that. So,
right. And I'll bet the market probably went down. So now everyone's putting shorts in, and it'll pump back up a little bit. Like whatever the majority of those transactions are, the market will just do the opposite. It's like just so manipulated. It's so funny.
All right, let's go back up here. Was there anything else you wanted to share with us, Adam?
Next, wow, they have 98.5% longs on there. 99%. Wow. I would not ever trade on Bitfinex. Is not financial advice, but it does not look natural.
Right.
Hasn't
it been hacked a few times as well? So probably wouldn't.
So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, they've been having they had a bunch of trouble with allegedly they had a bunch of trouble with some allegedly scammy things. Yeah, manipulation a little bit. Yeah, seriously.
When you look at you look at Nomics and you just see every single coin is down. Like, how's that possible? How can there not be two coins that, you know, people just decided not to sell? Like one coin that there's not something out there that 60% of coins are being staked, and it just seems like it's just not natural at all.
So I brought up the XRP lawsuit earlier, and here we are looking at XRP. XRP was like crushing it earlier last week. They're at like what, 78?
It was up at 90 cents last week.
I was sleeping. I had the audacity to sleep. I was like, oh, what prices? That's like one of the things that I absolutely love about hacks is that I don't wake up going, what? Right. Yeah. All right. Yep. Okay. And then, so we covered that one too. What's your take on Hedron?
I think it's awesome. I mean, there's no risk. So we got to pay one gas fee, and we're going to be able to have huge bag. I mean, well, us that have been staked for quite a bit in the system, you're going to get your bonus on top of how many B shares you own, which if you have a T share, that's 1,000 B shares. So if you have 2 T shares, you got 2,000 B shares times the 10x bonus, that's 20,000. And if you've been staked for 1 year, that's 360 days. You're looking at 20,000 times 360. So what was that, 7.2 million or 720,000?
It's like I mean, it seems like
So,
it's
7.2 million. So imagine if you had, 10 T shares. That'd be 35 million from just one stake. If you did a 5555 a year ago for a couple $100, it's gonna be a lot of coins. So I'm excited. There's no risk. I mean, you go in and you sign a transaction that just acknowledges that you own these stakes. You don't put your keys in anywhere. And yeah, I mean, why not?
I do like that it keeps it private and that you have control over it. And yeah.
Yeah. If people that come into Hex and they want to stake, but instead of doing it through Staker or Hex.com, you can end up with an NFT after. Your stake is it's just different. It brings eyes to Hex that normally probably wouldn't look at it in that sense. And then also, I think what you can you borrow off of them, right?
Yeah.
You mint your stakes, and then you can. Yeah. So once people borrow and they don't understand how liquidations work, and now all of a sudden we mint our big bags, and people go out there and they over leverage, they get liquidated from their positions. We can come in and buy their stakes and T shares with the Hedron for free.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool because you can transfer your stakes too. So for anyone who has a stake that they want to move, and if their wallet gets compromised or anything, it's like, I don't remember who said it, but someone said it's like a new Hex feature. It's kind of looking at like Hedron as a new Hex feature kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
it makes sense because it is an awesome thing that you can do with your Hex. So
yeah. I think they're talking about one of the whales that got hacked, and he had his 555 stakes, but if you end them now, they get nuked to 0. So he can go in and actually get credit for all those, and it's obviously not the same, but at least you're getting back versus a compromised wallet that could be gone at any second.
Yeah, the bonus factor looks pretty sweet too. Thinking about it, like for the first 100 days, the bonus is a 10x multiplier, 1x for 10 days in space, and then goes down from there. And so
it's like after the 10 days, it's like 9.9, right? And then it goes.
And then it goes 9 for 10 days, and then 8 days at 8. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I really love that they
was smart to do that so people could save. If gas is really expensive for a day or two, people can come in and do it when gas is really cheap. Gives you enough time.
Yeah, absolutely. I love a product that can support. I love a project that can support a product.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem is if gas is $180 to do this. Why? It's going to deter people. But if it's cheap, you can wait when gas weighs like 40, 50 and do it for a reasonable price. That's the way to go.
Okay, so say you had 100 T shares.
No, I would do 10,000 is 10 T shares.
And we're gonna stake them for.
Say we do. Well, there's it's days staked so far, so you can do. I think we're at day like 720, so I would do maybe like 400, in case people that.
Okay, 400, great.
Yep.
Couple days served.
Wait, never mind. So that is 5555. That's new. Okay, so it's the 5555, and then we've only served. Okay, yeah. But like
so let's say we've served what 300 days of that?
Probably like a year or year and a half.
Okay, so we'll do a year, 365. Show what it looks like with the bonus multiplier.
Perfect.
Let's calculate that. So that's a pretty significant number.
Yeah, and imagine if some people that have 100,000 T shares. I mean, it's going to be. So what does that say? 401 million.
And this is only 10,000 T shares.
Does that say 4 billion? what's that?
401-5000.0. That's a small number. I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't know how to do the magic mouse here. There we go. Can zoom out.
Right, so it's 40 million right there on that one stake.
Mhm.
So imagine if, imagine some of these guys that have stakes that are, 200, 2,000 T-shares. That's going to be 200,000.
That's amazing. So these are the things that we're talking about for making like passive income. These are opportunities that are out there, but definitely do your own research and look into them. Make sure you vet them yourself, because you can't invest more than you're willing to lose, right?
Can you zoom in on that chart a little bit down there?
Yeah, let's go back.
Just down a little bit, just so, because I think, yeah. So once okay, here we go. So you get your Hedron, and you can mint it. You get your bonuses, and then I'm pretty sure you can lock it up and earn a reward token.
Here we go.
This is receive Hedron.
There we go. And Hedron. We're coming down here, receiving Hedron tokens, paying premium advances, buying liquidate stakes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right. So I don't think there is staking for it. That liquid loans, you get you earn the USDL coin. So okay, so what that's like, you get your NFTs, and then you have the ability with your minted Hedron to buy out NFTs that have been
Lock it up, transfer it, sell it. Yep. I mean, honestly, like the system looks really. It's like, I think it's a really complimentary addition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea. It's a use that is going to bring more eyes to Pulse, which is all we can ask for right now.
Mm-hmm.
True that, Drewski. Opportunity is everywhere.
And that, Drew, I don't know if you know about the liquid loans, but that's another one too.
I'm gonna pop up over that way.
And that one is, this is literally zero interest loans. So you can there's a sacrifice for this, and then once you get the coins, you can lock them up and earn USDL, which is a stable coin. And then with this stable coin, you can lock that up. Can you scroll down a little more? I was
looking for the chart.
Yeah, it's a little further down. And then, yeah, you can earn, right there you go. So you earn Pulse and loan token. And then when you stake the USDL, you receive more Pulse and more USDL. It's like a never-ending passive income door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a pretty neat little loop. And that's definitely a video we'll dive into.
Mm-hmm.
Explaining how that ecosystem works. Like, that's neat.
As long as you don't, I'm never gonna borrow against anything. I'm just gonna take my loan tokens and just lock them up and just start gaining stable coins. Just looking at what Hex did. If you got in the sacrifice phase for Hex, it's insane the amount of money you made. So these projects, they just do 5% of what Hex did. $500 sacrifice here, and then you lock it up. In 2 years, who knows what that could be worth?
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many amazing things happening right now.
True story. Coming into it so early days, watching it, like, Hex is not that old. So to watch that come to fruition in real life, in real time, gives you confidence behind, like, knowing that you're in the right place and you're actually like seeing it. Like, that you're not chasing something fake out there. You're seeing like fruits of the labor, so to speak, even though you're not supposed to expect to profit off the work of others. Like, we're all here because it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's good. They're doing the same exact sacrifice setup as Pulse and Pulse X, so everyone's familiar. Except that's what you have to do stable coins, I believe. You can't sacrifice Hex, but I mean, we've all did the other ones, so only USDC.
Yeah, that's awesome here.
Oh, so you can do it on Binance. That's cool. So then you don't have to pay huge fees. So you can go to MetaMask and then just switch from ETH to Binance, and the fees are astronomically less.
Good to know. Thanks, Adam. Yep. And it's also important to know that, and like a sacrifice is not an investment. So like, there's no amount. It's a sacrifice for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should put burn in parentheses. Sacrifice and then burn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people understand that you are literally burning this, and don't expect anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's important to hear too. Like, don't expect it. Or if you do, like, just be sad. I'm just kidding.
But
Okay.
right, but it's a great idea, and we need. I mean, who doesn't want someone that needs to take a loan out? Who wouldn't want a loan at 0 interest?
I'm thinking about the opportunities that'll create for people going forward. Like, how excited were young couples and families to get the incentive for like your first starter home?
Yeah.
Like that monetary incentive. Oh, and like a good kind of what it's done.
Yep.
Okay, guys. What else? I think that we went. Oh, and the sacrifice. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover, Adam?
No. I think we went over everything.
There's probably more.
Don't panic right now. I mean, the market's going down. I mean, it sucks, but as long as you're not over leveraged, these are buying opportunities. I mean, if you go back up to crypto bubbles for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, so we were looking at this thing on Sunday, and every single coin was red. I mean, Gala Games was down 14%. Decentraland was down 10%. I mean, everything was red. So if you had just bought on Sunday and, bought at that little dip, you would be up 10, 15% since then. So there are so many little, not even like, you don't even have to be a trader. There's crypto, the ebbs and flows are very similar. So when, generally you see a market where everything is red, you come in and, you buy, and then within a couple days, it's going to flip back up. They're just constant up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's the hardest thing to trade, and it keeps people liquidated.
Yeah. That's why I love being able to stake it, leave it, not worry about it. And yeah.
Exactly.
Yep, absolutely, Drew. Have a long-term crypto you plan to hold. I'll pop that up there.
Yeah, this is a 5. Yeah, this is even more. This is a 5, 10, 20-year game. So what do you right now? Everyone's all excited. I mean, what are you going to do in 15 years once all your hex stakes are done? Sell it all and pay tax. I mean, you have to. This is a lifetime play. That we're in the ground floor of generational wealth. We will never see anything like this again in our lifetime. Look at this Spice Hayama, 19,000% in a year. I mean, where else can you? I mean, that's obviously a joke meme, but if you scroll up to like the top 30 coins, look at what they've done in the past year. I mean, Polygon, it's been getting wrecked, up 600%.
Look at Decentraland.
Right. I mean, we're in the middle of a bear market right now, and you still have coins up that. Can you go the other way?
Yeah.
And then, look at that. Look at SHIB, 380,000%. I mean, that doesn't even seem real. And then for all the bad press, look at number 9 there. Hex, 1,700% in a year, and that's without staking.
Oh yeah, JJ drove us right up to 9th place. Huh. Look at that's moving fast in the car.
That's funny. But I mean, so if you're just patient, I mean, every one of these coins in the top 30 over the next couple of years will go up, unless obviously they get hacked or some insane thing happens. But for the most part, Solana, XRP, Avalanche, Binance, I mean, all of them are going to go up. And it's inevitable. And man, just stop. It's man, what a time, what a place to be in.
That's right.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's something to be continued to talk about for ages. This is so exciting because Brian and Adam are hopping on stream every Saturday night at 9:30 to really give you a good flow about current crypto topics and what's pumping, what's dumping, like what's
why.
really good. I mean, you're good at it. So 9:30 Saturday night, tune in. And what's going on and why? Yeah, exactly. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Give us the why behind it.
Yep.
Right?
A lot of news conveniently ties into the markets.
100%. Looking forward to hearing more from you about it. Even Hex Machina streaming live.
I'm looking forward to hearing your speech in Vegas.
Oh man. I'm really excited about Vegas. That was not like that was more like speaking, but I'm so excited to go this year. Last year, I mean, there was how many people? 3.
I would say there was 125 probably.
I don't know where I was getting 300 from, but anyway, like now I know we're way like I know that's way over those numbers, and like even just 100 hexagons all in one place. I remember going into the speakeasy event that Maddie put together down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
That was so fun. But even to walk in there and the whole space was all hexagons, and like being able to come in and like not know anybody but still have a common ground, it was really fun. So if anybody's out there like on the fence about getting tickets because they're afraid they might not know anybody or like who you to talk to, like you don't have to throw a stone at anybody, nobody would appreciate that, but like really like reach out your hand and somebody's gonna take it, shake it. It's an awesome place to be.
Yeah, we did.
Cool.
We did it last year, just kind of like last minute decided, all right, we'll go out, and it was the best decision we made.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was pretty much in the same position we were. It's like, everyone didn't really know anyone. Everything was so new, but as soon as everyone got together, it was like we've all known each other forever.
Yeah,
really cool.
I'm excited to get online and speak and get out there and see everybody this year. That's gonna be really fun. I'll hear it. It's everybody's talking. This is exciting.
Nagabo, I can't wait to go to Nagabo's party.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna hit the jackpot.
Ching ching.
So what's he doing for his party?
Oh, he's got a big red carpet, and it's at I think it's we're staying at Excalibur, but I believe it's the place next door to it. I'm not sure what casino it is or whatever. But it's within walking distance, and yeah, I guess they're doing it to the tees. It's gonna be like extravagant.
Cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Cool.
So awesome. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
put it on Nagabo.
Oh yeah.
On that note, I'm pumped. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you for your time and your wisdom. Thank you for everyone in the chat for your participation and for being here. And for joining us.
Thanks for coming on, Serena. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's nice to talk to you guys.
Oh, it's like such a pleasure.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, everyone, tune in on Saturday night to see Adam live with Hex Machina. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, I murdered that one. And like the gems that they're going to drop on you.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Yeah. We got some stuff about Sologenics and Corium. So there's some good stuff happening.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for the teaser. Okay, guys. We're signing off for the night. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, good night.
Good night.